So today I have a little project here in my bedroom. I'm going to be doing a floating desk, and we'll be installing that today. Follow along. We're going to set the height of this up. 28 to 30 is typical for the height of a desk, but we're going to center on this wall here and put some marks on it. We'll show you how we're doing that. Something you definitely don't have to do, but I'm going to do is use a laser level. So this will set the level line on the wall, so you don't have to worry about checking it. You just put it to the beam, that's where it needs to go. But if you don't have a laser level, we have one for it, but if you don't have one, you can also use just a regular level or a measure off the floor, really. Okay, we're going to start off here by getting our height set where we want it, 29.5. I'll bring that laser down so it's on this mark. Oh crap. On the mark here at 29.5, that way. This here I think is a 4 foot long, 50 inch long top, so we got 56. So we're gonna come in 3 inches either direction. Now what I'm gonna do is I cut this off of the back of this top. So it was like that. I took a rip off of that. One for I didn't want it sticking that far onto the room, but also these brackets, the way they go, I was afraid if I just screwed them to the drywall, they would just rip right out of the drywall. So I'm going to use this as something a little more solid to anchor the whole thing too. So I can screw this to the wall really solid and then use the brackets to anchor to this. So let's locate some studs. What I want to do when I locate studs is, if you have an outlet, that's a real easy way to find a stud. It's going to be on one side or the other of the outlet. So if you tap on the wall, you can hear that it gets a little change in pitch here. So the stud's going to be on this side of this outlet box, and it'll be 16 inches that way, 16 inches that way. So using a 3/16 bit. My wife likes cleanliness, so we'll sweep it up real quick. Oh no, need a battery. Okay, back in action. Got a battery. You know what they say, cleanliness is next to godliness, so try to do my best. So like I was saying before, my dog's gone blind. We got 2 Maltese brothers that we bought as puppies, and for whatever reason one of them went blind, so trying to make sure we don't do any furniture changes. So we're going over the 3 inch mark there, put it to the mark there, like that. This stuff. You know if you did his stud, because it would definitely not suck in very tight. I think we'll come in probably maybe 2 inches from either end, put one of these brackets, and then we'll space the other 2 accordingly there. Let's see what these came with for screws. Perfect. So the brackets we got came with these screws here, which are 2 3/8. It came with these screws here, which are inches. So we can work with that. And the drill bit we have will work perfectly for these two. So we're good to just start screwing these on. So I'm going to level this up and line it with the top edge. Pro cabinet installer tip here. We got these little DeWalt shop vacs a couple years ago. The install guys love them. I've been on the job site. I love them. They work great for cleaning out cabinets. So if you do small cleanup projects around the house, DIY stuff, this is a great thing to have. Okay, let's see how this is gonna look. I like that. I'll throw some small screws down in there. These are what's called a finish head screw, and so it's got this really small head on it that'll suck it down into the wood, but I can also fill it very easily with some wood putty, which makes it a nice option here. Here's a pro tip here. I like to pick a drill bit out that's going to be about the size of the shank of the screw, so that I'm not, here we go, so that it's not going to split the wood, but yet it's going to suck tight. I decided not to pre-drill these because, for one, they're kind of small and they're not going in very far, and two, this is really soft wood, so if I pre-drill it, it won't grab as well. Okay, now it's on to this part. So what I want to do is locate this grommet above the outlet. So I'm going to stick it right there. Got a 2-inch hole saw here, which I put through the ringer a few times. We'll see how that's going to work out, but it should work okay. Okay, so we're going to drill this down through the counter here, and this roll of tape will help conceal all the dust. So if you're on a job site like we do this in a kitchen all the time, you want to keep that dust confined as much as possible so it doesn't go in your silicone or on the counter, but this is a little different. Okay, this is the power strip I got. I got this from Home Depot as well. I got one right down the street here, so that's usually my go-to place to buy hardware type items. But this, we're going to take and screw these up underneath the counter so that it holds this tight, and then we'll just plug this into the wall so we don't have a bunch of wires hanging down. But it just so happens to have an outlet right here, so we can plug this in and that'll work out great. Let's lay down here on the floor and get comfy. I'm not going to get all tricky with this. I'm just going to use the holes here as a reference. They just are short enough. I want to make sure not to drill all the way through the counter. You don't want to screw these all the way through the counter. Try that. So we don't want to put them all the way in, that's for sure. That's it. That takes care of that. Power works. We'll drop a wire down through here. So here is the finished desk. I had the holes puttied here in the back where I put the finished screws in. So you don't really see those anymore now. And my wife Buffy came in and cleaned up. So, and she put a candle on, of course. So we got all that ready to go, and I can start editing videos here. Thanks for watching. See you on the job site.